The coffee is black in the shadow of Gotham, and my robot is kicking up a storm, and I'd like to welcome you to the Monday, June 16th edition of Modeling Blog Daily, where I rant and drink a cup of joe. Today, I'm going to answer a lot of questions that I've had about this old ugly duck. Evidently, a lot of you have been trying to get a hold of it and haven't. I'm going to give you some alternatives. I have built up several of the critters, and am going to show you from whence they came, so that if you're so inclined to get one for yourself, you'll be able to. The ugly duck is a Kid Kennex building set called Story Pals, and it is called the Ugly Duckling. See, you thought I was being cute when I called it the Ugly Duck, but it's actually called the Ugly Duckling, and it's done up like a little storybook. See, it's like bookshelf kind of deal, and you open it up and you got the mother showing the small child how to build it. What a wonderful little toy, because they can build up in different ways, and it's a great construction set for a small child, the first one to have. Wonderful. And for an adult, it's a wonderful set to have just for the ugly duck. The set comes with a real neat little box that holds all the parts, and even has a little book it's one of these thicker cardboard books, so that the kids can take their crayons and go to town on it and not screw it up. And then the parent can go in there and wipe it off when they're done. So it's well made. It's got a little story, and it is called the Ugly Duckling. This has been around a while, and it is very hard to get. This thing was made in 2004 by Kennex. They actually have 3 in the series, which I'll show you shortly. One of the things, you might not be able to get an ugly duckling, although Amazon still sells it. Matter of fact, let me just show you before I get into some of these kits. Amazon sells a whole series of Kid Kennex sets, see, it says Kid Kennex, and the one that I'm going to show you in a minute is called Bucket of Buddies by Kid Kennex. And Kid Kennex, you kick it, guys. You might see these in your the store. They're in these buckets that kind of look kind of weird, and like they're called Kid Kennex, and they change this series all the time, so you don't know what they're going to have on the market. This one here is called Country Friends, and with the Country Friends, you get all of them just have a sheet instruction, and here you can build a little dog. Isn't that cute? A little dog, and a little worm, a little big eye, and see, the primo on the box is this critter right here. Now see that critter? Isn't that neat? I don't know what it is. It's a mouse. It's got to be a mouse because of his ears. But I see, that's the one that was on the cover. So so I built that up. Anyhow, you can see there's a lot of different variation. There's a bird. Looks like that's a camel with a hump. Anyhow, they're really fun. But the one that I know you can still buy is called Bucket of Buddies, and it comes in a rather large container. The Kid Kennex, 70 pieces, and they have, you know, all these pieces that where you can make these critters, and a sheet with 50 ideas. And so let me just show you some of these critters. The big eye attracts the kids. That's why they do the big eyes, because the kids, some of the smaller kids, when they see the eye, they go crazy. I tell you, when I hold my dog on my lap and I put her up here and she looks at these critters, she absolutely goes crazy because she can see the eyes. And that's the same with the little kid. The little kid can actually identify with the eyes. There's a little bird, a little hummingbird. That's an owl. There's a little fish. That's a bug. Obviously that's a mosquito because of his stinger, and that's a little bad. By the way, I did a whole series of critters in my earlier stages of videos with Bill's creations, and if you go on my BRYSOWG site on YouTube, I have a playlist called Critters, and you'll see some of these build up. I built that bat up, by the way. There's the moose. See, that's a moose. See the snout on that thing? Isn't that cute? Now, if you had this thing sitting next to your keyboard on your desk, see, this like moose, you couldn't put him up on the top. You'd have to have him, you know, sitting there. And the same with this guy. See, I added a tail. See, that's a straight tail. The whole purpose is to keep him sitting upright. But I mean, if I was still working, I mean, I'd have this next to my monitor. That way, when the boss came in and started frowning at me, I could just kind of look at my critter and smile. It put me in a happy mood. It's no wonder I'm so happy, guys. I got all these critters sitting around smiling at me. Anyhow, that's an elephant, and there's a little dog with big ears. These are cute. There's a bird with wings. I've done that fish and put him on video. Anyhow, these are fun, and I would highly recommend it for everybody if you can get them. And if you're trying to buy the ugly duck, good luck. I saw one for $29 on the eBay. No, on Amazon. eBay doesn't sell them anymore. I don't know why. Now this one here is called Wild Ones. But look at the thing on the cover. See that critter right there? That was the first one I ever did. Ever! My first critter, and I still have it. And they do have story pals. There's 3 flavors of it, but good luck on finding those. Bill and Red, signing off on a Monday, having too much fun with a very, very, very kicky robot. Have yourself a great week, guys, and get yourself a critter. We'll see you later, alligator.